period today through next Wednesday. Hard to believe that tomorrow is the last day of October and we're going into November this weekend. So one thing to point out that I don't have in the slides is that this weekend we do have the time change. So we do fall back this weekend. So keep that as a reminder. Key points for the upcoming week, well, the rest of this week and through the middle of next week. Really, overall, weather's going to be quiet. Temperatures are going to be near to slightly below normal. Roughly throughout the period, highs generally going to be in the low to mid 60s. We do have overnight lows the next couple nights, Friday and Saturday night, where our lows will dip into the mid upper 30s and lower 40s more in the cities. Coldest temperatures are going to be tomorrow night into Saturday morning, so Halloween night into early morning hours of the 1st. So definitely will be some patchy frost around through the weekend. And today and tomorrow, we do have relatively tight pressure gradient over the area. There's going to be some gusty southwest winds today and northwest winds tomorrow. Those gusts, the next couple of days are going to be anywhere from 20 to 30 miles an hour, potentially higher tomorrow, but nothing impactful there. Just going to be one of those days where it's going to be breezy, and hold on to your hat and hold on to your jacket. Rain chances may return early next week, possibly Sunday night or Monday. We are watching a southern track system that kind of pivots into the deep south, potentially into the Carolinas as an offshore low. Right now, the confidence remains fairly low at this point on its eventual track, so kind of stay tuned with that. Outside of that system, we do remain dry. But if it ends up turning wet, that would be centered on the Monday timeframe. Accumulated precipitation forecast, we have no additional rain today. The front has moved through, so the rest of today it's going to be dry. We stay dry through much of the weekend, and then we are, as I mentioned, watching that system early next week, Monday. Hence, you see just a little bit of QPF right now in the WPC graphic there in the center bottom there for Monday, but right now that's kind of up in the air. So amounts could be virtually not much at all, or could be potentially higher there from what we have currently projected. So I did mention the winds. So these are the peak gusts for today and Friday across central North Carolina. Largely gusts of 20 to 30. Is going to be higher on Friday, tomorrow. Generally, most areas in the mid 20s miles per hour. Don't necessarily see any fire concerns because we have a fairly damp ground from the recent rains, so that is a positive thing. But the winds combined with low relative humidity will make it feel a lot drier than it has been the past couple days. And then I mentioned the low temperatures Friday night or Saturday and Sunday morning. So on the left is for Saturday morning. That'll most likely be our coldest or chilliest morning with better likelihood for frost, generally mid upper 30s to low 40s. Some spots may end up getting close to freezing. And then Sunday morning, a little bit warmer, but still on the cool side in the upper 30s to low 40s. Going into the Atlantic and then looking at the tropics, Hurricane Melissa is still out there churning. It's actually going to make a pretty fastward movement over the next couple days into the weekend, tracking east-northeast to near Bermuda, potentially by tomorrow, and then moving up into the northeast Atlantic by early next week. It's not going to have any threat to our land, but there may end up being some rip currents along the coast this weekend. So if anyone is planning to go to the beach this weekend, that could be potentially an impact there. Otherwise, no tropical threats are expected for the next 7 days outside of just watching Melissa stay offshore. Our latest drought, first want to point out that the drought has been updated as of this morning, but it does not necessarily include all the rain that we had most of Tuesday and most of yesterday. So this is likely potentially to see some improvements as we see an update again next week that will incorporate all the rain that ended up falling. Some areas got 1 to 2 inches of rain, and some parts of the drought, the D2 severe drought area, kind of in our eastern counties, the coastal plain and eastern sections of North Carolina. Some reports of 2 or more inches of rain, so that is a promising result that hopefully might alleviate some of those conditions. 8 to 14 day outlook is actually showing a trend for above normal temperatures being favored, but not necessarily much of a signal in terms of precipitation. Might be close to near normal or slightly below normal favored. Highs right around this time of year for going into mid-November, early to mid-November, generally in the low to mid 60s for our highs and low to mid 40s for our lows. Don't really have any hazards to really speak of. We did have some lingering fog this morning. We do have the frost potential this weekend, and that's largely about it. Weather summary. Again, we're going to have those temperatures pretty much slightly below normal through the period in the low to mid 60s. We do have the patchy frost Friday night and Saturday night. Gusty winds today and tomorrow of 20 to 30 miles per hour. Those gusts will diminish each night, tonight and also tomorrow night. So it's going to be mostly a daytime thing. And then we are watching some rain chances return potentially around Monday, with outside of that period right now looking dry.